guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we start with the guides for the heroic Ny'alotha raid. Now a lot of these videos will be assuming that you've either watched my normal guides or that you've at least killed the bosses on normal. Today we start off with the first boss of this raid, which is of course Wrathion. Now with this encounter there isn't any significantly threatening changes on heroic difficulty. In fact, the main difference for us tanks is actually in the shards phase, which I'll explain later on. Starting off, you want to start by tanking Wrathion facing sideways from the raid. This is to avoid any of the other raid members from being knocked back from his tail whip mechanic, and also avoid getting potentially damaged or one-shotted by the tank mechanic Searing Breath, which deals a considerable amount of damage on impact and will also leave a debuff called Searing Armour. This deals a moderate amount of damage over its duration, however the swap mechanic is mainly down to the 80% stacking damage increase that it applies. To avoid this overwhelming, you just basically have to taunt on 2 stacks. And please remember, for the tank that's not tanking Wrathion, you should always be stood at the side of the boss with the melee, and you should swap positions efficiently and smoothly to avoid hitting the raid with any unnecessary damage. The boss will cast about 4 or 5 Searing Breaths a phase, which after that it'll cast an ability called Gale Blast, which is a knockback AoE which does considerable amounts of damage, and by rule of thumb you should always try and maximise the distance between you and the boss without pulling him further forward. This allows you to escape it much smoother and quicker. The boss will then fly to a different side of the encounter space and begin casting Burning Cataclysm, which spawns an array of orange swirlies on the floor. These deal big amounts of damage, and you should always try and be avoiding to be near them. You don't want to be near them at all. The swirlies will then indicate where you'll want to run, as there'll be a small safe area in a certain part of the room. However, if you don't identify it fast enough, the boss's damage from the zones, be it either ticking damage or the exploding damage, will wipe your raid. As long as you identify the safe zone and reach it before the pools reach you, you should be fine. When the boss has performed 2 of these phases, these 2 phases twice basically, you'll then enter a 3rd transition phase, in which for us tanks our only job is to taunt the assassins as soon as they are pretty much out of stealth. If they're allowed to reach members of the raid before their stealth is broken, they could potentially hit them with 1 or 2 abilities, one of them being Noxious Choke, which is a very lengthy 10-second stun, which is always ideal to avoid, and the other being Dark Ambush, which potentially one-shots most of the DPS in your raid depending on gear. Once the ads have been broken out of stealth, all you have to do is kite them near the spikes that have been spawned by Wrathion and have the DPS passively cleave them down. They're no threat once they're out of stealth, therefore shouldn't really be a priority. But yeah, thank you for watching the first video of the Ny'alotha Heroic Guides. More will be following in the coming days. If the video helped you or you found it informative, please do leave a like, and if you have any questions please ask below. For more guides you can subscribe, as there will be more coming, and don't forget to hit the bell so that you don't miss the uploads. If you'd like to join me on stream sometime, I'm trying to stream almost daily and should hopefully be sorting a schedule out soon. I'll leave a link below. Until next time though guys, thanks again for watching. As always, take it easy. Bye now.